So we got another video by State Power. New Epstein files expose Erika Kirk's mother. Romanian rabbit hole just got deeper.
I was living in China and doing a lot of work with the victims from trafficking. Work with a orphanage in Romania.
Different news outlets trying to get their own information, especially with the Epstein stuff that's going on.
Investigators say Erika Kirk's own mother, Lorie France, allegedly sits on Superfeed's board. The odds of that coincidence? Astronomical.
They had a very good relationship. My mom and Charlie were best friends. We joked around that, we joked around that he was the favorite child.
We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redactions whatsoever, period. I'm pushing for that.
He said this before all these redactions took place. Do you see what the current administration has just done with the Epstein files? Like just black. Just a couple words here and there. This man said that's why he was still alive. And if Kirk saw what is happening today, he'd be pissed, y'all. And so it's just increasingly becoming more clear why this man was assassinated.
Privately and publicly, just so you know.
More shocking revelations from Erika's past just dropped, exposing her mother Lorie France's alleged Epstein link via Erika's Romanian Angels ministry. And yes, Romania does pop up in the newly leaked Epstein files.
That is not good. That is not good. You know, somebody said, let me put this on full screen. I got a comment on one of these videos and they said, these videos are worse than the tabloids. Do you know what a tabloid is? I looked at the definition just to make sure I understood the context and everything. I knew it was a negative comment, but I still wanted to look up the definition so I could come up with a good comeback to that. So looking at Google, a tabloid is a smaller sized newspaper, half a broadsheet known for sensational, simplified news focused heavily on celebrity gossip, crime and scandals with large photos rather than serious political or economic news. You know, I reject that statement because these videos are serious. What is happening in this whole scandal, it's serious. It's not just about relationship affairs that fills the tabloids. This is about a literal cover-up of an assassination, which actually does not fit the definition of a tabloid. Because a tabloid really isn't serious political or economic news. This is serious stuff we're talking with here. Yes, it's a bit sensational, but I can't help that. All of Erika's life seems to have been sensational. She's just a sensational person in a bad way. So some people are going to be mad about this. Oh, you're too into the drama, man. You're too sensational. But it is what it is, you know?
Turns out that the foundation controlled by Epstein made payments to a bank account in Romania. Now, we don't actually know who the money went to because the beneficiary's name is redacted, but social media users have been digging and some pretty wild connections are popping up, all allegedly linked to Romanian Angels. Now, so far, only Erika has been under scrutiny for her connection to Romania, but these recently leaked photos show that her mother, Lorie, might have been the mastermind behind the scenes. So who is Lorie France really? How deep does this Epstein-Romania link go?
All week. How long? How many miles do you think we've driven this whole? 721 miles this week. That's unbelievable.
All right, before we even talk about Erika's mom, we need to break down this Epstein-Romania connection because this makes the whole Romanian Angel situation look way more sinister than it already does. So when a bunch of Epstein court documents were recently unsealed, people started combing through the financial records, and they found a payment trail that leads to Romania. According to U.S. court filings tied to a civil case involving JP Morgan Chase and Epstein, there was a transfer of over $30,000 sent to a bank account at Banca Transylvania in the city of Iași, Romania. Now, the name of the person who owned that account has been redacted, but the bank and the city are clearly listed. And you can find the direct source for this in the Romanian press, reporting on U.S. court documents. What makes this more than just a random transfer is where the money came from. The funds were linked to a foundation controlled by Epstein himself, called the COUQ Foundation. But that's not the only time Romania comes up in the Epstein files. The files also state that a large share of Epstein's victims came from Eastern Europe, and Romania is listed along with other countries like Albania,
This is crazy. Wild stuff. Who would have thought? I didn't even know this when the Epstein files came out. The large portion of his victims came from Eastern Europe, which is Romania. That's one of those places. This is pretty serious right here. Nearly 2/3 of the women trafficked for blank worldwide come from Eastern Europe. So is this really just tabloid stuff, or is this actually trying to figure out what's been happening in serious matters? This is not just, oh, Taylor Swift, what is she looking at? She's in bed with two different guys. Taylor Swift, the tabloids. No, we're talking about Epstein files. We're talking about children endangerment. We're talking about political assassinations. We're talking about the deep, dark secrets of these family ties, which we're going to get into more in a future video.
Moldova, Bulgaria, Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. Now you gotta remember that when it comes to Epstein, if it's showing up in documents at all, that usually means there's way more beneath the surface. And speaking of things hiding beneath the surface, we need to talk about Erika's mother, Lorie France, and what she does for a living. So Lorie is a tech entrepreneur with decades of corporate experience, multiple strange companies under her belt, and a professional network that includes government and military circles. Lorie founded a few companies that provide these super niche tech solutions. For example, one of her companies, AZ Tech International, says that it delivers expert projects and earned value management solutions to Department of Defense and Department of Energy agencies and their contractors. Basically, Lorie has a long history with the US government, and even Erika confirmed this in an interview from 2020, where she said the family moved to Arizona because of Lorie's work with the Department of Defense and Homeland Security.
So she chose to move to Phoenix from Ohio because there was more of an opportunity for a female business owner out here, especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry, even one that was a mentor of hers. So it was really convenient to be able to come all together in one place to really have that.
But see, Lorie isn't just involved with the US military. Some social media users also discovered that Lorie's company, G-Tech, was allegedly involved in questionable projects overseas through Raytheon.
And remember, Raytheon partnered with Israel's Raphael to build the Iron Dome missile defense system. At the very core of that technology are advanced semiconductors, the same kind of tech Lorie's companies claim to work with, and they were contracted with them because in 2025, Donald Trump himself pushed for building what he called a gold dome over America, modeled directly after Israel's Iron Dome.
And that right there could be another link between Erika's mother and Epstein.
What was that photo right here? Who was that in that photo? That's not Erika. No, that's not Erika. Okay. I just want to make sure. Sometimes some people look alike.
After all, even Charlie himself was talking about this shortly before he was assassinated.
Go talk. Let people ask questions. Figure out what the heck is going on. Was Jeffrey Epstein an intelligence asset? Now, the Israeli government has come out and said, nope, he was not one of ours, under no means necessary. And so, was he Saudi? Was he MI6? Was he CIA? We do not.
Was he Mossad?
Not know. And our audience is really fired up about the story. We've been covering it extensively.
Charlie was very passionate about this topic, and the more he dug into it, the more he became convinced there was a huge cover-up going on to protect foreign interests.
Lies that Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who is obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, that there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer. Epstein was cast for a specific role, and he
I think Charlie's getting too close to the truth, y'all. What do you think?
played it really well.
But that's not all. Charlie also demanded the complete release of Epstein files, and in one of his last college debates, he actually said he was pushing for it both privately and publicly.
We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redactions whatsoever, period. And we the American people ran on transparency. We deserve to see the entire client list. Every document the government has regarding the Epstein files, we the American people should have on an easy to access website immediately, in a very, very quick fashion. I'm pushing for that both privately and publicly, just so you know.
Now Erika claims her #1 goal as the new CEO of TPUSA is to continue Charlie's legacy. So
bringing Nicki Minaj, as we went over in the Christmas special.
So how come she hasn't mentioned the Epstein files yet? This was clearly something Charlie cared deeply about.
She don't care. That witch does not care.
So why isn't Erika continuing his legacy on this? And same thing with Erika's mother. Erika actually claimed that Charlie was her mom's favorite child. And with Lorie having so many ties to the government, you would think she would honor her favorite child by advocating for the release of Epstein files.
My mom and Charlie, they were best friends. I would always say that Charlie was her favorite child.
So why aren't Erika and Lorie pushing for the release of Epstein files when we know for a fact that Charlie would have wanted that? Well, this is where we circle back to that Romania connection. These photos just leaked, showing that Lorie was also involved in the Romanian Angels projects. And now a lot of people are speculating that there was something nefarious going on behind the scenes. See, Erika was only 17 or 18 when she started her charity, Everyday Heroes Like You. And one of her first big international projects was the Romanian Angels program, which was backed by the US military. So let's be real, there's no way a teenager was running all of this alone. The more likely scenario is that Erika's mom, Lorie, was pulling the strings behind the scenes, especially since we know she had direct connections to the military through her companies. And here's where it gets even more wild. If you look at that video where Erika talks about Romanian Angels, at the end, there's a thank you note to Colonel Busher of the US Army. Now here's why that name matters. According to this article published in a Romanian paper in 2010, a former translator from the American military base in Romania claimed that a real brothel operated there and that girls below the age were brought in. The translator even filed a criminal complaint with Romanian authorities. However, the article states that although there was an extensive investigation carried out by the American and Romanian authorities, the agreement signed in 2001 between the two countries was invoked, in which Romania ceded the right of investigation of the American military to the USA. So basically, Americans told Romanian authorities they'll take care of it and investigate the case, but apparently they never did. Now remember that name, Otto Busher, the Colonel Erika thanked at the end of her video about Romanian Angels? Well, turns out that the translator who made those accusations about a brother at the military base claimed that among those who would have benefited from the services of the girls brought to the base is Commander Otto Busher. And get this, another article from the Romanian press alleges that Colonel Busher tried to delete certain files from the translator's computer, including messages where he allegedly negotiated the prices for the girls. So when you really step back and look at all of this, we're talking about something really dark and sinister. And I'm not saying this is what's happening, but when you line everything up, it starts to feel really uncomfortable. First, you've got the documented Epstein-Romania connection, then Erika and her mom tied to Romanian Angels, then Lorie's work connected to government and military circles. And when you take it all together, it starts to look very sketchy.
Yeah, that's an understatement. And look at the guy that we just reviewed in one of the videos recently, Bryce Crawford. Definitely believe he's fake and he promotes a false gospel. Anyways, that State Powers video, I'm going to put the link to that video in my description. Very excellent editing. I believe it's an AI voice and somebody edited all that together. Very good editing in an AI voice. And you know, somebody put on my last video with the Christmas special. Let me see if I can get the comment up here, because it made me think about how I should continue moving forward with YouTube if I want to be even better at this. And let me know what you think. The comment got 3 likes. But the person said, just a word of advice, don't drag on topics that involve talking about your personal appearance, because I was talking about my beard, my patchy beard in the last video. In the beginning, it looks worse in person, y'all. The camera makes my beard look even better, but it looks worse in person. This is my beard without the pin. And yeah, I mean, it's patchy. It is what it is. I used to grow it out, and sometimes when you grow it out, it kind of like covers the patches because the hair is longer, so it can cover the more patchiness look. But at one point, it just got so annoying to me, just feeling the inconsistencies and the thickness of different parts of my beard. And I'm just like constantly feeling it because I think I have a little bit of OCD, maybe a lot. And so I was constantly just messing with my beard when it was more grown out because of the patchiness. And I'm like, whatever, this is irritating me too much. I'm just going to cut it down and get like a little 5 o'clock shadow type beard and leave it like this until I can probably go to Turkey and get a hair transplant for my face. Sounds so funny. But continuing the comment, the person said, people have very less attention spans these days, which I agree with. If you want to increase your subscriber count, you have to find ways to engage the audience with topics that they click on, not with personal trivia. And I think that comment came off as a little bit rude, but sometimes even rude comments have some truth in it. And that was towards the beginning of the video where I was talking about my face. Now, my explanation was it's a Christmas special. It's a different type of video. It's literally, it was on Christmas Day. It's kind of like a long video meant for you to kind of sit down and just enjoy the content. It's more personable because it's literally Christmas Day. I'm going to shine a little bit more of my personality in that type of video in a special Christmas special. And so that's why I just wanted to be a little bit more human and relatable in that type of video in the beginning. But I get it, you know, people have very short attention spans. And so maybe I should be more careful with talking about things that don't have to deal with the specific topic of the title and the thumbnail, because people do have short attention spans now. I guess my frustration with this all is if you just want information, AI can do that very good. And this is kind of the issue that I'm seeing happening on social media and YouTube. These AI videos, they get straight to the point. They're not even human, so they can't relate to you. So all they do is get straight to the point. But that removes the humanity from the video. No relatability. You know, no personality. Just AI reading off a script. And it's like, I want to add some humanity to my videos. Or else you can just watch an AI video and get the information that you want. So I think the person does have a point. I got to find the best place in the video and maybe adjust the amount that I get off topic to maybe a little bit of a smaller amount and kind of sprinkle in here and there at the right places and at the right times and for the right amount of length. But I will say I don't think I should completely eliminate, you know, going on a tangent sometimes, because that literally shows my humanity. That's part of what YouTube is about. YouTube. It's the you in YouTube. A human being is behind the camera. And part of growing an audience is being relatable. But I get it. People have short attention spans. I get it. So it's like we both have points. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to stand out. I don't want AI to replace me. No YouTuber does. And I will say it'll be a dark time if people's attention spans get so short that they literally don't want any human relatability in the videos. They just want information and statistics in the news without no like human imperfections in the video. Then the YouTube will just be flooded with AI videos, and that's all they do. Because I see there's news channels that literally just report the news, and AI can do that. So AI channels can literally replace human news broadcasters. I don't see why they can't. It's just reading off information, basically. So I want to be irreplaceable, you know? But yeah, like this video if you like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. May the Lord keep you, may he bless you. May he shine his face upon you always and give you peace. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, amen. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and you shall be saved.